Astrological Mystery School, and thank you so much for coming back. So, what I want to do today is, this is astrology lesson 17. Wow. And what we're going to talk about today is Mercury and Uranus. Now, we've already gone through the moon and sun, Venus and Mars, Jupiter and Saturn. And just to let you know, if you're just finding us, if you go to the very end of this video, there'll be a square that says astrology, and you can hit that and you'll get the whole playlist. Or you can go to the icon below here, the circle with my face on it. So we're going to talk about Mercury, which is a personal planet, and Uranus, which is a generational planet. And what I mean by that is Uranus spends 7 years in each sign. So I've got a whole list here. If you want to take a screenshot of this, I'll show it again later. But you can see those are the years that for each sign. So like this gal, the gal we're going to do today, she was born in 1991, so she's going to be a Uranus in Capricorn. So you can find your own year. And just to let you know, if you're born, like say this one down here, you want to do a year on either side. So like for Uranus and Virgo, if you're born in 1961 to 63, really go to your chart, get your chart done on the, and you can, there's a million places to get them done free online. So just do that. So Uranus and Mercury. Okay, so both these planets, remember in the last class we talked about some planets have a higher octave. So Mercury and Uranus, they're very similar but yet different. Both are going to be involved in communication and especially technology, computers, smartphones. I mean, back in the day, emails, you know, it was even, they would even rule just regular mail and phone calls and things like that. But as we've added more and more technology, they rule those too. So Mercury's going to be more personal communication. Uranus is going to be more public communication, and also communication with our higher self. So where we cook into these outer planets, these generational planets, it's going to be more larger issues in our lives and that kind of thing. So what some people say is that Uranus is just like Mercury. It's just bigger, wilder, and just more unconventional and more crazy. So, and more weirder, basically. So, because just remember, all the planets rotate on their axis on north-south like the Earth, but Uranus is the only one that rotates on an axis that's east-west. So Uranus has to be different. Okay, so I think the next thing to do is just do some examples so that you can learn by seeing how it works. And I'm going to put you on hold for a second, or pause, I should say. Okay, so with the gal that sent her chart information in, she has a Mercury in Aquarius in the second house. So now how do we combine all these together? Well, remember that the second house is ruled by Taurus. It's where we make our daily money. It's what we value in life. And the thing that really pops out at me, Mercury in Aquarius, that is one super bright person, because that's technology. Remember, Uranus rules Aquarius, so we've got kind of a double whammy there. So she, you know, things that have to do with technology and computers and stuff like that, it just seems, it's common sense to her. So be patient with all of us not quite so bright people as you are. The other thing, though, in the second house, she's going to want very practical results. She's going to be able when I see Mercury in Aquarius, I also think, that's a lot of air. Because remember, Aquarius is an air sign. Mercury rules Gemini, which is an air sign. So they can sometimes be kind of flighty. But being in a Taurus house is going to make them really able to concentrate and get good information out. Very truthful, logical people. They could be in some sort of media, publishing. Maybe one of the big drawbacks on this one might be, it could get a little stubborn. So again, be patient with us. Oh, the other interesting thing, Aquarius and Uranus both rule astrology. So I can definitely see why she would be interested in classes like this. Okay, now just to give you another one to think about, let's just look at Mercury and Pisces in the third house, and just so you can see a comparison, a little difference there. So when I see Mercury in the third house is, our siblings, neighborhoods, travels around town. So this is a person with Mercury. They're going to be texting the family, the siblings. They're going to get everything in order. They're sort of going to be in charge of that, whether they like it or not. Well, they're going to like it. They're just going to do it. One little drawback on this one, because of the Pisces, they may not be able to keep a secret that great. So and it's not that they're telling tales so much as they just start talking and it just comes out whether they like it or not. And when I see Mercury in Pisces, I'm also seeing someone with an incredible imagination. So this is a person that can really know how to visualize for manifestation and stuff like that. You may catch these people, Mercury and Pisces, daydreaming a lot, that sort of thing. And probably maybe a criticism is that they can, remember Pisces are the two fish swimming in opposite directions. Gemini, the twins, always talking to each other. So there may be quite a bit of vacillation on this one, like, what do you think? I don't know, what do you think? That sort of thing. And they can be sensitive to criticisms. Okay, so now let's go back to R from Colorado and look at her Uranus. And this was so interesting. She's got a really interesting chart in this regard. Okay, so she's got Uranus in Capricorn. So she was born in 1991, so she's right smack in the middle there. And I'll show that again if you want to get a screenshot of that. Okay. And she was but what's really amazing about her Uranus, or very interesting, is that her rising sign in Capricorn is at 13 degrees Capricorn. Her Uranus is at 12 degrees, so they're only 1 degree apart. That's tight, because there's 360 degrees all the way around. So that's very, very tight. And the planets move this direction on the wheel, so it's actually, they call it applying to that first house cusp. So even though it's in the 12th house, where she may be interested in occult subjects, mysticism, sort of maybe feels more comfortable working behind the scenes, that sort of thing. Because it's so close to that first house cusp, what we're going to find is, here's a Capricorn that's somewhat conventional when you first meet them, when you first look at them. They're dressed, but very, well put together, fairly, they're willing to spend some money on some clothes because they want to look good. They want to look, and it's not like look sexy particularly or anything like that. It's like they want to look well put together, and like they're, they want people to take them serious. Capricorn rising. But with that Uranus there, right on the first house cusp, what we're going to find is there's going to be something a little quirky about her, okay? She may be the person, she looks totally conventional, but then she's got a shock of electric blue hair. Just one piece of her hair. Or she may, again, look totally conventional, but she's got a nose ring or a tattoo in a very obvious place or something like that. So just remember that with this one so close to that first house cusp, we're going to kind of even put that into the first house. And she is going to be, she may, once people kind of start to get to know her, she is going to come across as a little eccentric. She is going to want unusual friends and maybe just be like have a restlessness to her personality. And something else I want to mention about her chart, because we are going to talk about Neptune and Pluto in the next class. She literally has Neptune at 15 degrees Capricorn. So within a 3-degree period, she's got Uranus, rising sign, and Neptune. So this is a person that you're probably not going to forget. So not only is she going to have this, maybe at first blush, a conventional look, and then you notice this Aquarius, she's also going to have this Neptune to her too. So when you look at, like, she may have very big liquid eyes, whether they're brown or blue. She's going to like colors like the ocean, the sea colors, the blue greens with a little electric blue from Uranus in there. So we're going to see a really interesting combo there. And one other thing I'll just mention, once we get past the beginning, she does have Mars and Gemini in the 5th house. I thought this was funny. Once you get past this Capricorn, this gal is fun. All right. Okay, and I wanted to do another just with Uranus to give you a little compare and contrast. So let's just say you're a person with Uranus and Sagittarius. So you'd be born somewhere between 1981 and 88. Now, when we find someone with Uranus and Sag, this was a time when there was a real shift in social thinking and in the 11th house. And remember, Sagittarius rules religions and things like that. So this person, when it comes to spirituality, they're going to, and Sag also rules foreign things. They're the ones that may like the Vedic astrology. They want to get into something that's a little bit more foreign. They may, instead of going with any type of religion, they may take a little piece of this, a little piece of that, and a little piece of this, and put it all together and make their own religion. But again, with this Aquarius in the 11th house emphasis, again, we're going to see a very truthful person, and Sag is very truthful also. Humanitarian, open-minded. These are the people that are going to be rushing down to the border to help with the refugee crisis. They want to help with that. They see that as a humanitarian crisis. And 11th house, rules our friendships, our big groups of friends. So they're going to have unusual friends, and just in general have unconventional relationships. So I think that's all I need to say. I just have one quick story I'll tell. I met a guy who had this, and he was like, I'm never getting married. Never, 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 never. Marriage is a bad, bad thing. Then more I got to know him, found out he lived with the same gal for like 15 years. They owned a house together, blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's what I mean about that unconventionality. They may not realize that they may think they're unconventional, but maybe not so much. Okay, so I'm going to just close up for now, and just, we'll go over Neptune and Pluto, and we will have been, we've talked about all the planets. And just remember, from here to there, from there to here, funny things are everywhere. Whee! Yay! Bye-bye. Thank you so much for coming. Remember to like and subscribe.